Permutations and combinations are often confused because both of them involve making smaller groups from a beginning larger group. But here's the difference. You can see that the formulas are slightly different. The combination has an extra factor here in the denominator. But basically, for a combination, you just group the things together. In a permutation, you have to group them, and then every arrangement within the group creates a different group. For example, in a combination, 1, 2, 3 would be the same thing as the group 3, 2, 1. The members are the same, so it doesn't matter what order they're in. However, in a permutation, 1, 2, 3 would not be the same thing as 3, 2, 1. This would be two separate groups. So let's just look at an example. Let's say there are 25 students going on a bus, and they're going to sit 3 to a seat. In a combination, you would just divide them up into groups of 3. But in a permutation, you're going to divide them into groups, plus you would tell which person sat at the window, in the center, or on the aisle. That would be the difference between a combination and a permutation. Now let's look at how to use a calculator to solve this. Naturally, you can just fill your numbers into either one of the formulas, with N being the total number of items that you start with, and R is the number of items in each group. And we read this N items taken R at the time. But it's much easier to do on a calculator. This is the Ti-36x Pro, and this button right here is the one that is going to solve your problem for you. Notice you have the factorial button, and if you see, the reason it's grouped on there, it's because the factorial is used in the formulas for combinations and permutations. And while it's used other places, this is the most common use of it. So let's look at how to use the button. If I press it once, I'm going to get a factorial. If I press it twice, I get the NCR. And if I press it 3 times, I get the NPR. Now, to enter this information into the calculator, my total group is 25, and I want 3 people to a group. If I want to find just the combinations, just how many different groups can I make, you're going to enter 25 and then hit the NCR button. 2 times gives you the NCR, then the 3, hit enter. And we see there are 2,300 different combinations of this. Now, if I take that same data and I want to use my NPR button, let's clear it out. So I'm still going to use 25 total people. I'm going to hit this button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, to get my NPR formula. I'm still taking them 3 people at the time. You hit enter, and you see now you have 13,800. That's because not only are you using them in groups of 3, but you're also reseeding each group. So each group has multiple options. Okay? I hope that helped you understand the difference between combinations and permutations.